Stop hitting down on your irons if you want to hit them better. Two things often happen. We're trying to hit down too much, okay? So even if we get the ball first, our energy is sort of just going down into the ground, and we take a big divot and a lot of force, and that strike compression gets lost because we're sort of dispersing it into the ground a little bit more. Likewise, we might try and flip up on it to try and get it a bit more airborne. So a really quick way of learning what a truly good iron shot feels like is by putting it on a massive high tee. And you think, well, how is that going to work? Well, what it's going to teach us is that it's not down, it's not up, it's through. And the more we can realize and tap into that sensation, the better shots we're going to have to hit. The strike we're hitting is not so much that we're trying to clip it off the tee, but we're allowing the center of the face to strike the ball with a descending blow, but also going through for the maximum amount of contact on the face. We're trying to push the iron through the ball, keeping it on the club face as long as possible. What this drill also does, it's going to give you a very immediate feedback to stop you hitting down, because if we try and go down too much, we're literally just going to displace the tee peg and keep the ball in place. So it's going to be this shallower delivery. We have to have this shallower delivery. By practicing this, you can just start with like an 8 iron, and I want you to just feel some half swings to begin with and feel like, what do I have to do to get this to have a penetrating flight and to make a nice contact? Just little shots like so. What has to happen is we've got to clip the ball, but we cannot allow the flip to happen because it's going to go way too high. And the way we can overemphasize this is actually doing this with a wedge, which is the main drill we're going to do today. What part of your golf game is frustrating you the most right now? I want you to visit the link below and take our 2-minute simple golf quiz. And it's going to tell you what you need to work on, and I'm going to give you the most effective simple golf lesson to fix it today. Check it out below. So I've got myself a gap wedge here. You can use sand wedge, pitching wedge, whatever you feel comfortable with. And this is going to make it a bit of a challenge, and that's why we're on the range to practice it first. Because if I was to play this shot like the gap wedge, sand wedge is telling me, you know, it's going to create that height, this ball is going to go really sort of up in the air. I'm going to flip it and everything, okay? That's going to be kind of hard to do. But I'm not trying to just hit this gap wedge off the tee. What I'm actually trying to do is get it moving through the strike zone a little bit more, going that way. So my intention is to go through, but I've got to maintain that angle on the club face. And how do I maintain that angle on the club face? I've got to keep that shaft lean. From this angle, you can see just how much loft that would have if I hit it like a driver or whatever it might be. I want to really overemphasize this, and that's what this drill's about. I want to have those hands way in front. I want to feel like I'm getting on top of the shot, but able to swing through that way. I'm going through here. I'm not flipping, and I'm certainly not going down, trying to get down to the ball. It's going through. It's a clean contact. To make sure that I don't hit the ball in my face, I have to deliver the club with a bit more shaft lean, and I'm using my wrists in conjunction with my arms and movement of my body to close this club face down, to reduce this angle. I have to reduce that angle to be able to strike that ball like so. There's where I'm trying to sort of strike it. I won't get to there, but that's the sensation. It's like I'm trying to turn this gap wedge into a 7-iron or an 8-iron or something like that. So I take my setup, I'm obviously hovering here, and now I'm just going to swing through and try and strike that. And that felt so good. It came right out of the middle of the club face. Well, I mean, a millimeter to the heel. You can sort of see the strike mark there. But I delivered it into impact and then a whip through. Everything about the energy that I put, even into a half little swing, delivered the energy of the club into the ball to send it that way. There was nothing wasted, no extra forced effort whatsoever. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to tee your ball up, you're going to get a wedge, you're going to feel comfortable, and you're just going to rehearse very slow movements, getting the club into that strong delivery. This isn't where we're going to be in a regular shot, but this is going to be what we're trying to overemphasize to get us away from down and flipping. So I'm going to do the drill once, just smooth. That was nice. And the tee stayed in place nice. And I'm just going to try and do the same sensation, that same sort of delivery through. And remember, yes, it is exaggerating, but I'm trying to do the same compressing strike. That was much better. I got through the shot. And obviously I'm not exaggerating quite as much as I did with the drill, but that's the idea. And once you start going backwards and forwards from the high tee to off the ground, you'll start to calibrate that feeling that you want. And you can use it no matter what club, whether it's a wedge, whether it's an 8-iron, whatever it might be. It's the same intention. And intentions are going to really help you out on the golf course. You practice at home and you apply it out there. It has to be simple. So when you're out on the golf course, you're thinking about going through, not down, not up, just through. And the more you practice this drill, it'll ingrain the neurological pathways to make it happen automatically. Now, if you want a better swing so you can deliver with more precision and that correct kind of movement, you can watch this lesson. It's going to help you a ton. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.